Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today my mini account, which is appropriately called Baby Kiryu, is attempting to do that epic difficulty of Baron's War the final week. So I will try to deal with that Sorcerer Supreme on can't stop, won't stop node. And yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting experience using these champions because my rank 3 4-star Stealth Suit SpiderMan is pretty much the enforcer of my account currently. I also have just now acquired my first 5-star champion, which is 5-star Modok at rank 1, and additionally I am fully armed with maxed out 3-star Quake, which is probably going to be the MVP of my channel. Well, not channel, but this account for now anyways. So the first fight is Thor Ragnarok. Now this is a completion run. I do not realistically think that exploration currently is a good idea because I still have 6 days to try and strengthen my roster before I try and fully explore, because if I want to explore it, there's going to be a really annoying Killmonger fight that I have to deal with, as well as the bottom side of all of the spider characters. So for now I'm definitely going just for the completion, and even that was a bit of a touch and go endeavor and it took me about 40 minutes in total. So this video is going to be edited down for most time consuming fights, but here you can see that 82 hits, Stealth Suit SpiderMan takes down Thor Ragnarok without much problem, still perfectly healthy, and yeah, we are ready to move on to the next fight. Next fight will be Gladiator Hulk. Once again I will use my Stealth Suit SpiderMan for this one. Now, arguably, I should have maybe used the web poem in order to apply slow on Hulk Ragnarok, so I don't have to worry about his smash hits. I think that's the name of that mechanic. And here we can see that the parries do hurt very, very much on this character. And obviously, that's one of the bigger problems with all of the spider characters. It is the simple fact that they do not handle block damage well at all, let alone getting hit in the noggins. But as long as I play careful, I can just use some potions and heal up a bit, and I figured it would be like a cool achievement to try and complete this epic difficulty Baron's War quest with a level 30 count, only having one rank 5 champion. Alright, all that being said, here we can see that Hulk Ragnarok is going down quite steadily, stable. I'm at 60 hits. On that hit counter is also somewhat inflated due to the 7 hit combos my Stealth Suit SpiderMan has. And now just, again, be careful whenever he has that smash hit active. All in all, very simple fight. Did take much more block damage than I would have liked though. So next fight now is going to be Korg, which for all intents and purposes, I thought is going to be the showstopper here until I pulled the 3-star Quake, and 3-star Quake was pretty much the first and only 3-star that I maxed out on this account, and that's probably going to stay like that for a while. Now I have sped up the fight, but even when I sped it up, it was a really, really long fight, so I'm not going to showcase all of it. I'm going to cut in a second and then just going to show the last kind of like 10% or 20%, which also can showcase like my one mistake in the fight. Like here we can see I did get tagged once, which immediately lost me 35% of my health. Other than that, the fight was pretty much perfect. I didn't take any block damage and stuff like that, just got hit once and it annoyed me to no end. But at least the 3-star Quake will have shredded this 20k Korg with no problems, no items used so far. So we are 3 fights in, no items used, and feeling good about this. It's working out quite well here for me. Now the last set of concussions and aftershocks and all that good stuff, and I can move on to the next fight. Now next fight I believe is going to be the Storm. Yes, so it's Storm fight. And I'm just going to bring in Modok in here because he's perfectly healthy. And this fight immediately reminded me why I will have had some reservations towards Modok, other than the way he looks, because look at him. Look at him. Whatever. His block damage and his block proficiency is just awful. So because the most fun way to play Modok is obviously spam his heavy attacks and deal all that incinerate damage. Unfortunately, that also includes the idea that you will parry quite frequently, and that is something you really do not want to do with Modok. So he's kind of like a paradoxal champ. So you want to utilize his heavy attacks, but you do not want to parry, and typically those mixes don't go together too well. So unfortunately, Modok is taking a lot of chip damage here. I am on 50%, and that Storm is on 67%. So at this point, I kind of like realize that I have to be much more aggressive, drop my level 2s, deal with those bleeds, and just kind of try and do some dash back intercepts against the wall, do whatever I kind of have to, and parry as little as I possibly can. And that's going to be the name of the game here. And we're also going to see that Stealth Suit Spidey hits considerably harder than Modok does, because Stealth Suit Spidey, even with 7-hit combos, he was finishing the fights at what, 60, 80 hits? We're at 80 hits past here already, but the Storm's still at 33%. So Stealth Suit Spidey is the hardest hitting champion of my account as of right now. Modok still, even whole star level above, couldn't take him over for now. But yeah, so 106 hits, the Storm's at 13%. Unfortunately, I do not have access to Assassin Mastery, so no attack increase here. Assassin's range does not effectively matter for me at all. And as for masteries, I have like a very bare bone mastery setup at the moment, as you guys can imagine. I do have Dex, I do have maxed out parry, I do not have Stupefy, I have 0 points in defense at the moment, and I have like 1 point in courage, I think, and then maxed out lesser precision and lesser cruelty. That's pretty much all that I have right now. So this Deadpool fight is obviously extremely quick, not too much to worry about there. And now it's Black Panther Civil War, which is a quite tricky fight, I suppose. But I'm going to bring in my Stealth Suit Spider-Man, and I'm going to see how well we can do here. But so far so good, actually. 0 items used on my way to boss. So I would say it's quite a successful run this far. Now, obviously, I do not have too much room for parry damage in this fight. You can see that I'm at 24% health. And to remind everybody once again that Stealth Suit Spidey isn't really the tankiest dude. So yeah, 24%, he's at 80% at this point, 26 hits in. I do have my precision buff active, I do have my fury active, so I'm hitting quite hard, I'm critting a lot. That's exactly what I want to and where I want to be at this point. So I'm gonna reapply my invulnerability in a second, as soon as I'm kind of able to make sure that I can replace it with a level 2 ones, thus having the extended duration. And with that extended duration, I should have enough time to actually finish the fight out at this point, which as we can see here is closing down quite quickly. Again, 64 hits, 15k Black Panther Civil War against the 2.5k Stealth Suit Spidey, but he's putting in work, level 1, and the fight is over. And now the boss fight, and I'm not gonna lie, the boss fight was quite awful, and the main reason why I don't think I want to try and explore this Epic Baron War until I get like some bit stronger champions. Now initially I tried Dr. Octopus, and I thought Doc Ock would work quite well, but unfortunately without his Electro Synergy, he didn't quite put up that power lock quickly enough for me to get back and make that and use of it. So here we can see that I do get my power locks on Sorcerer Supreme, but unfortunately that long level 1 animation prevented me from getting in a parry and heavy attack for most part in time. So it was like a very tricky situation here when she has that power lock active, typically at the same time when she's using her level 1. And even if she isn't using her level 1 and I do manage to get in a parry and heavy, then she still had more than a bar of power, which is quite annoying, and I just couldn't seem to get in like the right rhythm here. So then I decided to try and build level 3 and hopefully get the extended duration on it, and still, so it got some run there, but again, because of can't stop, won't stop node, I'm actually only dealing 25% of my original damage output, and needless to say, it isn't going exactly kind of perfect here at this point, and she's still at 97%. So at this point, you'd think that I would just go and kind of like, yeah, not for me, I cannot do it. So effectively what I did is I killed off my entire team, checking what works, what doesn't, and it seemed that the best answer I could come up with was quite simply Stealth Suit Spider-Man, be as aggressive as I can and hit her as much as I can and then deal some damage. So here you can see that at the beginning of this fight she's at 60%, and even though this isn't going to be like the last fight, we can see that Stealth Suit Spidey definitely does quite decently here with his damage out, because even though she has like 24k, let's not forget that Sorcerer Supreme is not the tankiest champion with the largest health pool. So even with a quarter of my actual damage output, I'm still managing to kind of like outpace that region that she can get, which isn't all that big. Now I've gotten my precision buff, I have gotten my fury buff, and I can start dealing basically the main damage here. You can see that yeah, the damage numbers are significantly lower than they normally are, but at the same time, because of the amount of crits Stealth Suit SpiderMan has, we are making some progress in the fight. So it definitely will not be a quick fight, and it's not going to be a pleasant experience with the rank 3 4-star, but it's doable. I will make a mistake awaiting level 1 at some point in the fight, but for now I can see that things go well. I dropped my level 2, she's down to 50%, so we have made 10% progress already in this fight. I will speed up the rest of the fight from this point forward. But yes, albeit not absolutely perfect fight, and I will end up using a couple of revives. I think this is gonna be the fight that goes up until about 200 hits. Then I'm gonna go in and make a quick mistake and then revive again and finish it off. So I think it's 3 revives and a couple of health potions for this level 30 account with 1 5-star champion, 1 rank 3 4-star champion, and 1 maxed out 3-star champion to do a completion run on this epic Baron's War quest, final quest with the Sorcerer Supreme as a boss. So I don't think I did overall too bad. Could have definitely been better, a bit cleaner run, especially because the mistakes that I'm gonna make with the Stealth Suit Spidey will be quite trivial and basic and annoying. So at the same time, it did give me a good amount of time and chance to kind of practice against Sorcerer Supreme and timing on her special attacks and so on and so forth. So now I definitely do feel a lot more comfortable taking her on. Not that I think she is the hardest defender, but still when she has that improved power gain node, she can be quite annoying because she continuously keeps spamming special attacks. Level 1 is quite difficult and risky to punish. Sometimes you can manage to dash in at time, but it's again a risky thing to do, so it's not advisable. So overall, this fight definitely posed some challenges. Kind of got lucky with my pulls initially as well, because I did have the rank 1 thing and the rank 1 Doc Ock. Unfortunately, neither of those strategies did seem to work out too well. You'd have thought that thing will do really great with can't stop, won't stop node, but he just couldn't take the parry damage at rank 1, so he's not ranked up highly enough. So here we can see that there I made a mistake. It's a silly mistake awaiting level 1. Got punished for it harshly. I'm gonna go back in with this Stealth Suit Spidey. Did have to resort to buying some health potions, and yeah, so here I'm gonna make a mistake quite quickly. Don't remember exactly what's gonna go wrong, but something's gonna go horribly wrong. I think I'm just gonna get mistake. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get intercepted. I'm gonna miss an intercept and she's gonna punish me for that. But all in all, this is the hardest week, I would say. And definitely I do not like the fact that they placed can't stop, won't stop, which is an extremely specific and annoying node on a regular side event monthly quest. The good thing is that in essence it doesn't really change the fight if you do not have those unstoppables, because you can just use any champion and the fight will simply be longer. And yeah, so that would be my strategy that I advise for everybody. Just take in your hardest hitting champions that you play normally with instead of trying to experiment too much, and accept the fact that this fight will take slightly longer than it should and normally would. But yeah, so 15%, 16%, Stealth Suit Spidey has the precision, has the fury, dropped my level to 11%, and the fight is about to be over. So that will be me pretty much done here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, then definitely do hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all of the buttons, and yeah, do not forget to share this video with your alliance mates, especially if somebody says they're stuck on this quest. Rank 3 Stealth Suit Spidey can do it, so it can't be that bad. Either way, guys, I hope to see you guys soon, and see ya.